Prime Field.
79-66. The final score tells one story. The box score tells another. When the UConn Huskies opened their title defense against the Louisville Cardinals, the shooting percentage from beyond the arc painted a troubling picture. 4 made three-pointers on 26 attempts, 15.4%. By conventional wisdom, that kind of perimeter shooting dooms championship teams. UConn won by 13 points. The answer to this paradox lies not in what the Huskies made, but in what they took away. This is the story of how elite defense transforms offensive inefficiency into victory, how pressure becomes points, how discipline becomes dominance. The question is not whether UConn can shoot, the question is whether they need to. 8-0. In the opening minutes of their championship defense, the Huskies made a declaration. No rhythm, no easy baskets, no comfort. When K.K. Arnold finished a fast break basket, the scoreboard read 14-1. Louisville had barely touched the ball. And when they did, they couldn't hold it. The first quarter exposed the Cardinals completely. 3 made field goals on 18 attempts, 16.7% shooting. The math is brutal, but the execution behind it was calculated. UConn's defensive pressure stripped Louisville of timing, spacing, and confidence. 12 turnovers forced, 8 committed. The Huskies turned defensive chaos into offensive opportunity, outscoring Louisville 16-13 on points generated from mistakes. This was not luck, this was design. The lead established in those opening minutes would define the entire contest, but Louisville would not surrender quietly. The statistics reveal the foundation beneath the victory. 8 steals to 3. UConn's hands were everywhere, disrupting passing lanes, anticipating cuts, converting defensive reads into transition opportunities. 47 rebounds to 43. The Huskies controlled the glass, limiting second chances and extending possessions. Field goal percentage. Louisville managed 34.4% on 64 attempts. UConn shot 44.9% on 78 attempts. The difference was not just efficiency, it was access. Every contested shot, every forced adjustment, every denied angle. The Cardinals were not simply missing shots, they were taking difficult ones. UConn's defense ensured that Louisville earned nothing easily. The perimeter defense deserves particular attention. While UConn struggled from three-point range, they held Louisville to respectability. 8 of 24, 33.3%. Under normal circumstances, that kind of outside shooting keeps teams competitive. But circumstances were not normal. UConn's interior and transition defense had already broken Louisville's offensive rhythm. The three-pointers Louisville made were isolated successes in a system under siege. Defense was not simply preventing points, it was controlling the game itself. Yet no lead is permanent, and Louisville was not finished. With 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, the momentum shifted violently, 10-0. A Louisville run that cut UConn's advantage to 73-63. The Cardinals had found something. Energy, rhythm, desperation, and suddenly the comfortable margin was under threat. Championship teams reveal themselves in these moments, not in dominance, but in adversity. UConn's response was immediate and clinical. 3 consecutive baskets, 2 from Sarah Strong, 1 from AZ Fudd with 28 seconds left. The game was over, 79-66. The 13-point margin restored. What Louisville discovered in their late surge was the difference between scoring and controlling. They could generate points in bursts, but they could not sustain possession. They could not stop UConn's offense when it mattered most. The Huskies absorbed the run, maintained composure, and executed. The defensive foundation they had built over 4 quarters allowed them to weather the storm and close on their terms. This is the privilege elite defense provides, the margin for error when offense fails. 4 of 26 from three-point range. In isolation, that statistic suggests vulnerability. In context, it reveals something more profound. The Huskies opened their championship defense with a victory built not on perimeter shooting, but on defensive principles: pressure, discipline, execution, the ability to force opponents into discomfort and capitalize on mistakes. Louisville shot better from 3. They mounted a late rally. They competed. But they could not overcome the defensive structure UConn imposed from the opening possession. This game establishes the template for the season ahead. When the shots are not falling, and there will be nights when they do not, can the defense carry the team? For UConn, the answer is clear. Elite defense does not simply complement offense. It compensates for it. It creates it. It sustains it. The Huskies proved that a championship defense is not about perfection. It's about consistency. The willingness to defend every possession with the same intensity. To turn stops into points. To trust the system even when the scoreboard suggests struggle. 79-66. The final score tells one story. The defensive performance tells the story of a championship team that knows how to win, even when nothing is falling from beyond the arc. The season is young, the challenges will intensify, but the foundation is set. Defense first. Everything else follows.
Prime Field.